I've made the comment before on some of my videos that happiness is a choice. Someone commented on one of my videos just here a little bit ago that I guess Dennis Prager says that happiness is a moral obligation. And that's an attitude that we could use more of, because really being happy, obviously it's easier said than done sometimes, but we need to get away from expecting other people to make us happy. It's true, other people in our lives can do things that make us unhappy and stress us out, and so expecting someone to be happy doesn't necessarily mean you're running around grinning like an idiot all the time. But I think it's very very closely tied into contentment, and I think contentment comes from someone feeling like they've that either they have accomplished what they were sent here to this world to do, or that they are accomplishing it. For me, I spent a long time in my life wandering kind of aimlessly, reading, researching stuff, playing guitar, writing, all kinds of different jobs, pretty much everything you can imagine. And kind of an aimless, wandering existence in a lot of ways, And really, I feel like it took me a while to realize what my purpose was here on this planet. A lot of us, we look at life and we think, what is it that we are here to accomplish or achieve? Some kind of maybe accolades, accumulating a certain number of things. And it may be that our purpose in being here in this world isn't so that we can have some kind of blessing, that we can get something. It may be that we were put here so that we can be a blessing to someone else. Maybe that's our purpose. Unfortunately, for us to realize that, first we have to realize or be open to the thought that it's not all about us, Maybe it's about somebody else. And as the guy who commented on my video pointed out, for Westerners, that doesn't seem to be an easy thing to do, being happy sometimes. And part of the reason is because we're not content. We run around wanting more things. We feel like there's more we need to achieve. I mean, for me personally, man, I was sure in my younger days, I was going to be a famous writer, whatever, I had a lot of things to say. I was a very precocious kid. I mean, people were amazed when I was a tiny little kid speaking in full sentences and shit, and always maxing out all of my IQ tests and, aptitude batteries and things like that. Everybody thought, all my guidance counselors and principals, that I was destined for greatness, You need to apply yourself, you could be the one who finds the cure for cancer and stuff like that. And, the thing is, sometimes the reason we're here in life is not to accomplish some big thing. We're here to experience life and to learn and to grow. Obviously, you can kind of get into some religious stuff, what our purpose is in being here. For me personally, I do believe that we're not here by accident. This universe is not an accident. It's not just a strange coincidence, And I believe that our being here in this world is for a reason. Exactly what that is, who knows? But I think a lot of it is that picking up, what we can from living in this existence and learning certain lessons that maybe we're not capable of learning where we're from or where we're going back to after this. For me personally, I I'm at the point in my life where I feel like what my purpose is that it's basically kind of been accomplished in a lot of ways. And that's when I met my wife, and what I've been able to do to set her up for the rest of her life, hopefully. Some of the things that we've been able to accomplish, in our house we've got built. We've got a couple of nieces that we take care of that are really more like our daughters that we're talking about adopting. And I hope we do and can get that done over the next few years, perhaps. And that's my life. That is what I want to accomplish in life. After all the roaming around and the selfishness and just doing my thing, I'm accomplishing something for someone else that actually matters. I'm taking care of my family, setting them up for success to have a good life. Obviously, I don't feel like my life is done yet or anything like that. And certainly I'm hoping after I retire and we move over to the Philippines that there's going to be an awful lot of fun and adventure left, But basically, my life right now, I hate to talk about this, but even if I were to die right now, I've got a couple little bills that I still need to pay off, and work a couple more years at the post office until that's done and get a little bit of retirement, and I'm old enough to take my Social Security. Actually, the 15th of this month will be 26 years I've had with the Postal Service, and I'm already 60 years old. So at the age of 60, with 25 years of service in, I could have actually retired then, and I would have gotten, as a federal employee, there's a bridge payment kind of thing that you can get, a supplemental payment that you can collect up until you reach 62, and then you can apply for Social Security. So, technically right now, if I wanted to, if I had to, I could just quit the post office and be okay, But I still want to go another couple of years and accomplish a few more things. But we've got a house built in the Philippines, taking care of our girls, and hopefully get them adopted. But we've already changed their life by having that house for them to live in. It's totally changed what their future is going to be compared to the situation they were in before. And for me personally, I'm content. I had lots of ambitions, lots of things I thought I was going to do. Had a near brush with success as a screenwriter that fell through, and I was always focused on all those kinds of things. And even though I've always thought deeply about a lot of spiritual things and so forth and all of that, still it's only at this point in my life where I've realized that all those other things that you can accomplish, they really don't mean that much. Back when I was young and interested in architecture and stuff like that, I see all these big houses. Where I work right now in Florida, really wealthy area, some of these huge, incredible houses. And, I look at that stuff, and if I happen to hit the lottery, for, a few $100 million, maybe I'd end up with a nice house like that. But at this point in my life, it just, it really doesn't even interest me that much, I'm just interested in my life and just being content and being happy. And you hear a lot in Eastern, kind of philosophies about contentment, the absence of ambition, even in terms of knowledge. It's not something that you can grasp by going out and chasing it. You kind of have to just find calm and peace, and the knowledge will come to you. There's an awareness of this universe and our existence here. And really, we need to be more focused on just existing and soaking up every minute of this existence that we can. My father one time, he used to say when I was young, it's better to live one day as a human in God's image than to live 1,000 years as a dog, And I think about that sometimes. You see the very short lives that people have, and you wonder, what it was that they were sent here to learn. There must have been some lesson that they were able to grasp from that brief time that they spent here. But you think about what a privilege it is, you hear silly song lyrics like, life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone. I hope my the thrill of living never goes away for me. I have no intention of ever, finding a point where I'm just not thrilled to be here. But you see this incredible universe that we live in, all, this planet that we're on bursting with life, and too many mysteries and too much magic around us all the time, everywhere you look. And yet somehow people have become so distracted and obsessed with the continuance of man-made cultures, political systems, and economies, that they're totally blind to the incredible universe that's around us, and they just can't be happy. And a lot of it's just because they've created their own distractions. And the people who push this stuff on us, the politicians, the corporations, all these people, they're not interested in making us happy. They're interested in making money off of us, or having us be subject to their control so they can gain something from us in that way, And all those things, they really fight against our ability to be happy instead of helping us to be happy. And too many people, tying this back into the Philippines, and people going over there, they don't really feel like they've accomplished what they needed to accomplish in life, and they still have that feeling of emptiness, of like a mission that was not yet fulfilled. And they go over there to the Philippines, and they're afraid of just relaxing and being where they are and being what they are and experiencing that moment in their life. Instead of just feeling like they need to try and accomplish something more, or they need to do something that crazy or whatever, instead of just being able to focus on relaxing and enjoying their life. So a lot of times we rob ourselves of happiness just by all the crazy stuff we do to pursue it. You talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Sometimes we have to be careful about pursuing things instead of just being those things. Anyways, I don't know that there's anything in my words to learn from. Just what, my personal experiences, where I am in my personal life. When people comment on my videos and stuff and say, hey, good luck with that, your life, while they want to bitch about all the things that, Philippine is this, Philippine is that, and, the people in the Philippines or whatever. And people are free to be unhappy if they want to be, okay? Some people, apparently, they find pleasure in being unhappy. Maybe it's just because, when they're not bitching about how unhappy they are, then they have time to sit around and think about how unhappy they are. There's a tendency sometimes in our life, we're afraid of the silence and being still. And so we keep running, we keep moving. The constant motion and movement and activity just mask the fact that we're not content with what we really are when we're at peace, or when everything is still. And somehow, especially as you're reaching the end of your life and retirement and so forth, we really need to be able to focus on finding that contentment. We need to be able to get to the point where whenever it's time to check out, that we can say, okay, I'm ready, you know. I don't want to go, but I'm ready. And hopefully, who knows, maybe we will, you know, see those people that we're with again. I hope so. I don't know. I think it's like with me and my wife that I don't know if our two souls were put here with the ultimate intention of us being together, and I just had to spend an extra 30 years here to get to the point where I was capable of appreciating it all and being a good partner in that relationship before we finally got together, or what. But when it was time, you know, there it was. And I wish other people could find that happiness, you know, that contentment. Because it's clear from the things you see, some of these YouTubers and the comments from all the bitter people, that some of them apparently, based on their attitude, probably don't think they're ever going to be able to find it. And because of that, they're raging at the world and everything around them, kicking and screaming at the unfairness of it all, that they haven't been able to accomplish anything. You know, that they still feel that there's they haven't yet figured out what their life was all about. And that's sad. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's something you can really find. I think it just finds you when you finally get there and you realize, okay, this is what it was about. I don't know that you can hunt it down and catch it, you know. You just have to suddenly realize one day that, okay, this is what it was. And I hope everyone can reach that point.